Hello, everybody. Welcome back to some Deadlock. Guess who's out? It's the last character. It's Apollo. They've seemed cool. I've been excited for them. A lot of people haven't been. This is just going to be a video breaking down their kit, talking about their stuff, giving general first impressions, in case you want to know what it feels like to get first impressions from someone who is I'm currently Oracle 2. But I have a lot of experience and background in other MOBAs, and have been following MOBAs in general for quite a long time. They're kind of my shindig, even if they're not all that you'll see on this channel. However, let's just talk about the character. First of all, he's pretty dang close range. This is as far as his autos go, and you might be like, what do you mean? That looks pretty far. Yeah? I take a half step back and no longer am I hitting him. So this is like your max range is around here, which I believe we have written in the sheet somewhere. Yeah, 25 meters. At exactly 25 meters, though, you just don't deal damage anymore, which is a pretty big deal, which means you need to get used to playing up close and personal and just getting up in there to start swinging away with your sword. However, their melee is a kick, which confuses me. Quick melee is just a little palm smack, but their heavy melee being a kick, it's just really funny to me. Alright, let's start reading through our abilities. First is disengaging sigil, so I'm going to assume it's a backstep. Draw a sigil in front of you and then leap backwards. Wow, how did I know? The name gave it away. Dealing damage and slowing enemies caught in at 4-second slow duration, 30% move speed down, 6 meter radius, 130 damage. Not bad. Pretty low stuff. I don't know how it scales with spirit, so, you know, find out. Plus 30 damage the first upgrade, pretty classic. Plus fire rate and bullet speed. Does that make it go further? Let's we'll find out, huh? Okay, so it doesn't work from here. So I would do that, and then bullet speed doesn't seem to make it go much farther. However, definitely does seem to actually make the bullets a lot faster. It's a pretty high fire rate boost, too. On player hit, 2 stamina restore resets. Wait, hang on. Does that mean you could like? Oh, he's gonna be fun. Oh, this is immediately making me go, oh, this is a stamina mastery character. So, I mean, let's just imagine, right? Like you get double air jumps. You get to like dash, wall jump, hit the thing. Resets your air jumps, allows you to wall jump, double dash, and then get out to. Oh, this is gonna be a wonderfully fun character. Both him and Celeste are just these wild, bouncy things. Oh, love it. All right, let's look at the next ability. Riposte. Prepare to deflect the next incoming attack. On a successful deflection, briefly become invulnerable before performing a dash forwards that stuns an enemy. So, on pommel hit, it's a nearly 2-second stun duration. I'm assuming that gets buffed from somewhere. 30% bullet resist down and 3-second debuff duration. You get to be invulnerable for 0.3 seconds. It's pretty sick. Minus 7-second cooldown, so you get to spam it. I'm assuming it's 22 seconds at base then. That's pretty solid. Minus bullet resist. Oh, so it gets even better minus bullet resist, and then, you know, increase the length of the stun. I'd assume we'd have to,
You really need to try harder.
So it's probably pretty similar to parry timing.
No.
So let's, yeah, okay, pretty similar to parry timing. It gets to be... It's pretty long, though. So you get a pretty long time to do that, and then it's a pretty far dash afterwards, if it actually works. So you can really get going and try and catch people. Very interesting idea for a kit. An actual, literal riposte. The bullet resist down is kind of interesting because I bet they're going to be more of a spirit character. Just a vague guess. But I mean, if they are a gun character, they'll be pretty cool. Riposte, get some good stuff, get some bouncy nonsense going, keep throwing swords at them while in close range. Potential to be really cool. Alright, let's look at the next ability. Flawless Advance. Perform a series of lunges in any direction, delivering piercing stabs ahead of you. Hold your ability key to time your attacks, dealing more damage the longer it's held. Releasing your attack during the perfect window deals maximum damage. Alright, that's a lot of words. So 60 base hold damage, 90 is max hold damage, 150 is the perfect damage, and 35 heal on hero hit, which I'm assuming is an upgrade. Yeah, perfect hit on heroes, you heal 35. That's cool. So very close range brawler. Minus 10-second cooldown, increased lunge speed. Then plus extra damage for the perfect hit, and increased spirit scaling, plus extra dash distance. So, Oh, wait. So let's turn off no cooldown. So is it...
Lunging.
Oh, okay. So you're allowed to do it several times. It does say series and 3 max lunges. So,
Ready to strike.
and then you get until the next one goes off to try and do it. So that's just a timing thing to get used to. I bet that if you can get that timed pretty well, you'll probably have a really good time in being an up-close brawler. Does look like you get some spirit scaling on the heal, though. Well, here's the spirit scaling on the one, which is pretty strong, I will say. That's a lot of scaling, actually. Holy cow. So you can also just hit it. And you can also hold it. So you can also just use it to kind of lunge dash a little and then backstep and then hit over post. Okay. Very in and out of combat. Very much like assassins from other MOBAs, I will say, based on the vibes so far. All right, let's read this ultimate. What? Itani Lo-san, I'm guessing? I apologize if I've gotten it wrong. 85-second cooldown, 1.5-second charge up time, 1.8-second duration, 35-meter range, 7-meter range. Interesting. Charge up to perform a long-range slash. Struck enemies are cursed and stuck in slow motion. When this effect expires, they deal devastating damage. They suffer devastating damage, sorry. Dealing bonus damage against half-health enemies. So 250 delayed damage, plus 100% bonus damage. And you get dash range up, cooldown down, and an extra 40% bonus damage, so 60% at base. 70% time slow damage reduction. And 50% is the low health threshold. So how does this... I'm sorry. Did I just... What? So that's a really big wind up. Does it hit multiple people?
Leave them to me.
Yes. It does indeed hit multiple people. That's really wide range. Holy cow. I'd assume the 35 meter is the distance that it goes, and the 7 meters is your width of your dash here. Oh, and you can even just like hold it and wait and then just bam. Interesting stuff. I have to do some minor testing with some items on. I'm assuming this is going to be a very purple character based on what the abilities do, but you might just go crushing fists and be like, yeah, I'm just going to punch you anyways because I stun you regardless, right? And what's the default build say? I mean, it says Boundless Spirit, Lightning Scroll would be very funny. With like Spirit Burn and then, yeah, like Torment Pulse, Radiant Region to get in there, Infuser and Heal Bane. Okay. I'm not going to lie, for once I'm actually going to be like, yeah, the default build sounds good. That doesn't sound half bad for this character. Oh, so you can just like combo off and do... Interesting. So it's a little weird because I have no cooldown on. Like you can pretty easily just kind of go, all right, so I'm going to get in there, I'm going to riposte, I'm going to reposition, and I'm going to hit this, go back in, hit this, and go back in. And you can hit it again to go back in, and then you can then also use the dash and then hit a rip. Interesting stuff. I'm really into what I'm seeing so far, actually, and I'm assuming. Yeah, I could imagine that would do a lot of damage. Let's hit the testing dummy here, shall we? Okay, don't try and hit me. That's fine. Interesting. I need to get much better at timing that riposte, huh? Alright, let's try this again.
You actually thought that would work?
Okay, I kind of get what it's going for.
You didn't honestly think
I kind of get what it's going for there. And then you combine that with an ultimate that... I'm assuming you can also just fire off. Okay, so you can only fire it off as fast as it charges. So that charge time is a force to be reckoned with. But you're going to be playing this probably like, I've said this before and I've been wrong, but like I'm going to throw this idea out there again. Like a Calico, where it's just kind of a get in, get out, go crazy type of character. I feel like they'll probably have I'm a little more accurate on it this time as opposed to others. Because if nothing else, sorry, the giant posing, the Ome wa mo shinderu joke from Fist of the North Star is absolutely here. I mean, like, come on, look at this. The joke's there. Especially with Lightning Scroll, the joke's there. So their big damage ability is probably just going to be their 3. It's going to be a lot of learning how to use the 3 properly to, like, dash in and hit people while using Riposte to get off defensive things. If I add duration, though, does that increase? Riposte has a, what, a 0.8 second duration, I'm assuming, from what it says? Does that go up with superior duration? It does. You can get, like, a full second for your Riposte. Your dash is also in the direction of your keys that you're pressing there, by the way, if you were wondering, dear viewer. So it seems like that's Apollo. He seems to have a pretty interesting kit conceptually, with lots of movement, lots of dashing in and out, lots of going nuts and just throwing out big bombs of damage everywhere, but also being about consistent maintained damage because your cooldowns are so low, making you probably want to be getting in there and brawling a lot. Cooldown so low being with the assistance of Transcendent Cooldown at the moment, but like even without it, they not even show it off afterwards. They are still generally pretty low. Including being able to do wild off-the-wall stuff like that. Like, what is that? Base 12-second cooldown, base 16-second cooldown, base 15-second cooldown? For Deadlock, that's nothing. The ult's got an 85-second cooldown too. Like, you throw cooldown on this guy, you're spamming stuff everywhere. I feel like they got potential to be really fun. I think people are going to probably have a pretty difficult time learning him because a lot of his kit is, alright, so I disengage and then I parry and then I dash back in. And it's a lot of, alright, do I hit my abilities on the spot? And do I charge up my big ultimate and make it actually hit everybody? However, I will say, he seems very cool and very fun. Minor little thing to show off here that is actually pretty important, I'd say. You to have a vertical distance as well on your ultimate. Going above the enemies is still proccing and hitting your ultimate, which is pretty crazy. I'm sure it's involved in that 7.6 meter like diameter radius, whatever that number stands for. To where if you're above 2 tall, you still won't hit them. But that's still pretty cool. It's also probably a perma get out of dodge button, even though I don't think you'd ever want to use it for that. Alright, well that's the video. That's Apollo. He seems really cool. He seems really fun. I'm actually quite excited to play him. Up close and personal brawler that has a lot of style and panache and flash to him is pretty up my alley. But thanks for watching. If you wanted to see me play this game live, you can catch me live most evenings around 7 p.m. Eastern on my Twitch channel. But for now, thanks for watching. I hope to catch you in the next one.